This is what these kung fu stars look like today. Kung fu is more than a martial art, it's a journey of self-discovery and inner balance. Rooted in ancient tradition, it teaches discipline, harmony, and resilience. Meet the legends who have shaped this practice, transforming it into a global phenomenon. From Bruce Lee's groundbreaking moves to Jackie Chan's innovative stunts, their contributions have left an indelible mark. These masters have not only elevated kung fu but have also inspired countless individuals worldwide. Join us as we explore their stories and the timeless legacy they've created. 1. Bruce Lee. What better way to start this list than with the man, the myth, the legend himself, who left no stone unturned in defining all that kung fu stands for. Nothing ever stopped him from pushing himself and discovering what was beyond the possible. A professional, a common man, someone who appreciates martial arts and all it stands for, and even someone who doesn't know it knows him. Yes, it's Bruce Lee. The Big Boss 1971, Fist of Fury 1972, Way of the Dragon 1972, Enter the Dragon 1973, and Game of Death 1973 are just a few of the masterpieces that this man carved through his craftsmanship. A fine work of art that apprentices can only dream of doing. Lee was born on November 27, 1940 in San Francisco. At a mere 5 years old, he started appearing in children's roles in minor films. By the time he was 12, he was attending La Salle College. Bruce decided to pick up martial arts as a form of self-defense after a gang beat him. He was under the tutelage of Sifu IP Man, who taught him Wing Chun for 5 years. His dance lessons around the same time assisted in his footwork and balance. After a few hiccups with the police, Lee was ultimately sent to Washington, where he picked up philosophy as his subject and also found the time to practice his kung fu. Bruce's fate took an interesting turn in the 1960s when he met his supposed-to-be wife for the first time, Linda Lee Carwell. His association with well-known martial arts figures in the US gave him access to notable tournaments where he met certain figures from Hollywood. Bruce passed the screen test and played as a part of the Green Hornet in 1966. A little later, Lee had 3 martial arts schools, including one at 4750 University Way, Oakland, California, and then in Los Angeles. In his 3rd school, he started training renowned figures from Hollywood for their fight scenes, including Steve McQueen. He ventured deeper into martial arts and created his style of Jeet Kune Do, Way of the Intercepting Fist, a post that Bruce gained even more public appearances in the form of supporting roles in several movies and TV series. He returned to Hong Kong, where he was offered his first role in Big Boss through Raymond Chow, who had just started Gold Harvest, his own production company. His success in his first few movies unlocked multiple gateways for him, from establishing his own production house to directing his own film with a much bigger budget and fans who couldn't get enough of him. By July 1973, Bruce had become a worldwide sensation. While he was shooting for his last cut of the film Game of Death, his friends and crew around the time mentioned that he was not feeling so well. He took a painkiller in his apartment on the 20th of July, but was rushed to the hospital immediately as he was not waking up. He was later announced dead on the same day. Fans around the world could not anticipate what had happened, as the loss of their ideal was too much to bear. He was buried in Hong Kong, where thousands gathered to pay Bruce their respect. While he may have passed away, he left behind an unmatched legacy. Millions are inspired by him to this day and consider him much more than an idol in kung fu. 2. Jackie Chan. Want to know what it takes to establish international fame, an Oscar for your work, and leave behind a lasting impact that is remembered by the generations to come? It takes over 150 films and multiple injuries, which include broken bones, cuts, and bruises. Jackie Chan is the name of the personality who endured all this, put in countless hours working, and took the martial industry to a whole new level. Born on 7 April 1954, the family migrated from Hong Kong to Austria in 1960. When he was not doing too well in his studies, his father saw fit to send him back to Hong Kong to study at an opera school. China Drama Academy was one of the rising schools of the time, and Jackie learned acrobatics, singing, and martial arts there. Chan eventually started appearing in minor roles where his role was centric around martial arts. He started the Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon in 1972 and 1973 respectively. After Lee's unfortunate demise, he started getting more roles because of his expertise in the craft of martial arts and his association with Lee in his movies. These movies were a big hit in the US, which attracted significant attention towards the star. Movies like Shaolin Wooden Men 1976, To Kill with Intrigue 1977, and Half a Loaf of Kung Fu 1978 put him off on a good track with fans. Drunken Master in 1978 happened to be a breakthrough for Jackie Chan. The portrayal of Chan's character from a mischievous martial arts student to learning and implementing a drunken boxing style combines comedy and martial arts skills finely. This film was a treat to the eyes at a time and set off a new trend within the cinematic industry. This opened up his path for Hollywood as directors were rightly impressed and attracted by his comic timing and choreography of the fight scenes. He took part in movies like Police Story 219888, Armor of God 2, Operation Condor 1991, Super Cop 1992, and Rumble in the Bronx 1995. After this major success, Jackie boomed in the industry more than ever. Some of his most famous work dials down to Rush Hour 1998 and Shanghai Noon 2000. Chan's role in The Karate Kid 2010 is of great significance. He is portrayed as Mr. Han, who is a repairman who is exceptional in the art of Kung Fu. In the movie, he helps Dre Parker while he is being attacked by bullies. He then goes on to teach him and perfect him in the craft. His character adds an emotional depth to the film that forms the crux of the film. After that, he went on to engage in voice roles as well, such as the Kung Fu Panda 2008, 2011, and 2016 voice of the monkey. Jackie has recently turned 70 and mentioned in one of his interviews that he is willing to try on new roles and character breakthroughs. His close friends were also worried at some point about his health, to which he ensured that he was fit and fine. In 2016, Chan was awarded an honorary Academy Award in 2016. With all the love that has been showered on Jackie, he has this to say for his fans: "I've been in the entertainment business for 62 years, and I cherish every moment because I'm lucky I'm still filming today." 3. Donnie Yen, debut on the big screen from Drunken Tai Chi 1984 to showing off his contemporary street fight scenes in movies like in The Line of Duty 4 and Tiger Cage 2, he made a name for himself right from the start. Born on 27 July 1963 in Guangzhou, China, he moved to Hong Kong when he was 2 years old. He lived there till 11, then moved to Boston. His mother, Bo Sin Mark, is a martial artist grandmaster who was prominent in Tai Chi and Northern Shaolin martial arts. There he went off track for a bit when he started spending time with notorious street gangs that earned their nasty reputation for conflicts. Donnie's parents were aware of his fighting skills as he had been learning from a young age from his mother. When he was a mere teenager, he was sent back to Beijing to train at a wushu academy. On his way back to Hong Kong en route to Boston, he crossed paths with the famous martial arts director Yuan Wu Ping. From there on, his skills and talent for martial arts and breakdance took him forward. One of his most renowned works came through Raymond Wong, where Donnie accepted the role of IP Man. The series introduced its audience to an engaging duel between himself and an MMA champion, Kung Lei. Donnie mastered the art of Wing Chun, which he eventually taught to actor Robert Downey Jr. for his role in Iron Man 3. During 2020, Yen participated actively in COVID relief measures. The 56-year-old action star and movie producer donated 1 million Hong Kong dollars to the Hong Kong Medical Relief Fund, saying that China will win the battle against COVID. It is without a doubt that Donnie Yen has been one of the most famous action stars from Asia who is deeply rooted in his craft. Even at the age of 58 in 2024, he takes immense pride in doing action films and is preparing vigorously for his upcoming project Kung Fu Reboot, which is a remake of the classic TV series Kung Fu. His most recent award was Best Action Choreographer in 2022 for Raging Fire and for Kung Fu Jungle in 2015. 4. Gordon Liu. Born on 30th November 1955 in Guangdong province of China, Gordon Liu is also known as the Master Killer thanks to his work in the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. He was born under the name of Jian Kixi Louis Sin. Gordon has been practicing the art of combat since 7. Since he moved to Hong Kong, he was generally absent from school and more present in the academy. He was trained by none other than the legend himself, Lao Charn, in Lao Gar School, where he practiced Southern Shaolin Kung Fu and became prominent in this form of martial arts. Apart from this, he was exposed to the famous art of Hung Fist that he was taught by another legend named Wong Fai Hung. Gordon was born into a traditional martial arts family that formed the basis for his entry into the world of cinema. He started with The Spiritual Boxer in 1975, Challenge of the Masters in 1976, and he has Nothing But Kung Fu in 1977. He created a distinct image for himself when he shaved off his head for a role in the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. The film went on to become a top earner of the Shaw Brothers, which was around 3 million Hong Kong dollars. Liu influenced Indian sensational star Akshay Kumar to learn martial arts in Thailand for their project Chandni Chowk to China. The movie was given a big budget and was shot in multiple locations in Bangkok and China, including the Great Wall of China. While performing into Kewa Wan in Hong Kong, Liu suffered a stroke which resulted in him losing his balance and hitting his head. It was in 2011, and since then he has not remained in the spotlight as much as he used to. As a result of the stroke, he suffered from right-side partial paralysis and slight speech impairment. Post that he divorced his second wife and ended up in a nursing home for further recovery. He chose the actress Amy Fan as his guardian. During a spike in COVID cases in 2019, Amy was not able to visit him as much. However, despite that, Gordon seemed in good spirits. On 27 August, a Hong Kong-based director and actor Lick Chi took it to a Weibo post of Gordon Liu which said, "Looks like he's recovering quite well." His fans and all those inspired by him were excited to finally get a glimpse of him and assured that he was okay. 5. Stephen Chow. Nay. Stephen was the only one in his family who took inspiration from Bruce Lee and wanted to pursue martial arts. Born on 22 July 1962 in Hong Kong, he attended Hongda Middle School and later studied at the Hong Kong Academy for Performing Arts. Unlike other martial artists on the list, Stephen had a different start to his career than the rest. In 1983, after he was rejected by a Hong Kong television station, Stephen went on to host a children's program by the name of Space Shuttle 430. The show was a hit thanks to Stephen's offbeat comedy and the engagement he created with the audience. This was enough to make the show last for around 5 years. In 1988, when the last season of the show was being directed, he got his first role in the form of Final Justice. This definitely worked in his favor, as he was awarded with the Best Supporting Actor award. Through the 90s, Stephen burst on in the television and film industry where everyone became a fan of his nonsense comedy which contained absurd humor. God of Gambler and God of Gambler 2 are some of his classic comedy films that stirred quite a frenzy amongst the audience and in a positive way. Moving on from here, his work in Justice My Foot earned him an award as the Best Actor of Asia at the Pacific Film Festival. The incorporation of action and comedy was something that was not thought of until Stephen introduced it Shaolin Soccer 2002. This became a highlight of Hong Kong cinema and ended up earning more than 60 million Hong Kong dollars. After this massive success, Chow went on to collaborate with Yuan Wo-ping, who choreographed the action scenes for Kung Fu Hustle. Sadly, this became Chow's last film to earn several awards in Asia along at an international level as well. Many state that his talent had run its course. The real essence of Chow's comedy came through the Cantonese language, which can be marked through some of his dialogues in the Kung Fu Hustle. When the Axe Gang leader's brother is circled, he is asked to join them or die through a dialogue that translates to "Your folks have all gone to study Cantonese." Creating physical comedy where language does not act as a barrier to understanding it. Despite not knowing the language was a mastery of Chow's. From then on, 2 of his movies were much anticipated by fans, such as CJ7 2008 and The Mermaid 2017, which unfortunately did not well. Since 2020, Chow has been very active in creating microdramas in collaboration with some of the big personalities from China. The industry is supposed to be valued at somewhere around 34.7 billion RMB as of 2023. In a video posted on Douyin, disclosed the collaboration with Chow in creating 9,527 theater. Chow has high hopes for this concept of media and technology and anticipates generating vast amounts of excitement in the fans. 6. Sammo Hung. If you think you are a hard worker, then you probably haven't heard about Sammo Hung. An international personality who is renowned for his unsurpassed talents in martial arts, acting, screenwriting, direction, and dancing. Born in Hong Kong on January 7, 1952, Sammo submitted himself to martial arts and worked from a very young age at the China Drama Academy. Initially, Hung did not have any plans of entering the movie's acting, and the only reason for joining the academy was that he was not good at regular studies. He was inspired by martial arts and began training in aerobics, martial arts, and dance at a very young age. He was different from other children of his age, which resulted in getting him a role at the age of 8 in the Cantonese film The Beginning of a Boy's Career. Even at this age, he managed to impress and captivate the hearts of the audience. By the time he was 16, he became a full-time stuntman and an actor. Yuan Biao, another prominent figure in the Hong Kong cinematic industry, stated in an interview that Jackie and I worked for him when we started. Sammo got his big break while working along with longtime friend Jackie Chan in the movie Enter the Dragon 1973. His never-ending efforts from such a young age made him resilient to the countless injuries that he suffered during his years as a stuntman and an actor. Breaking his legs 7 times and other bones on numerous occasions, he said himself in an interview with the Post journalist, "I have got used to it." Hung portrayed his martial arts skills in numerous instances, and one of them was choreographing the action sequences for King Hu's directed The Fate of Li Khan. Hung stated in an interview that Mr. Hu was like an uncle to him, and there is certainly more to their relationship that cannot be expressed in mere words. He is trained in Wing Chun, Korean-style boxing, and many such forms of martial arts which he has showcased through his work. In 1990, while the kung fu world was on a high rise, his down-to-earth demeanor sidelined him in the industry. Also, his marriage to the actress Joyce Godenzi, who he directed in 1987's Eastern Corridors, attracted bad press. Since then, he has decided to stay behind the screen and direct more action scenes than ever. Not being in front of the camera certainly doesn't deny his contribution to the industry, which has been rightly acknowledged through his awards. The impact that he has had on martial arts and the film industry goes on to inspire several of his fans and the world alike. 7. Angela Mao. Ever heard of a martial artist that could go toe-to-toe with Bruce Lee? If not, then allow us to introduce you to Angela Mao. She is also known as the Lady Whirlwind and Lady Kung Fu. Her movies and fight scenes depict the fact that it would be a big mistake to underestimate her. She was born on 20th September 1950 in Taiwan. She was a successful soap opera star which trained her in the art of Kung Fu and wooden female fighting roles. She attended the Fusheng Opera School from the age of 6 to 14 years old. What set her apart from other female martial artists was that she was formally trained in the art of Kung Fu for a very long time. This gave her an extra edge while acting in movies and fight scenes. From 1968 to 1992, she acted in roughly about 40 films, including The Big Boss 1971, The Big Boss 21971, Enter the Dragon 1973, Black Belt Jones 1974, and The Tiger Belt 1974, and The Tiger Belt 1977. Eventually, her relationship grew with the martial artists in Hong Kong and actor Sammo Hung, who played a major role in choreographing her fight scenes. In 1970, Mao signed a contract with the Golden Harvest Company in Hong Kong. As per Andre Morgan, a producer from the Golden Harvest, they wanted to bring in new talent to compete with their rivals, the Shaw brothers. When they signed up Mao, they created their first film starring her, which was Angry River. They went on to create more combat-oriented movies with Mao, which were Whirlwind and Hapkido. Hapkido included Korean martial arts and significant parts of it. This became a perfect opportunity for the company to distinguish between them and the Shaw brothers. Mao went to Korea for an 18-month training of the same form and returned to Hong Kong to continue the shoot. As a bonus, Bruce Lee saw Mao shooting for Hapkido and decided to cast her as his sister in Enter the Dragon. Mao's overall presence on the screen has been intense right from the start. Consider it this way: if Mao is mad or gives you her intense looks, you are in trouble. Mao considers opera to be one of the biggest reasons for her success in the movie industry. After retiring from the cinematic world once and for all, Mao has remained out of public sight. She has kept a low profile, however still attends a few events related to martial arts. Her legacy as a female martial artist is well respected and still impacts countless individuals to this day. 8. Chung Pai Pai. Chung Pai Pai is without a doubt an inspiration for any female martial artist of her time, who paved the way in the industry for others to join as well. Chung Pai Pai was born in Shanghai during a period of significant cultural change. As a result, she experienced a childhood that was deeply rooted in traditional Chinese values and arts. Her family relocated to Hong Kong, which had a big impact on her career foundation. She then picked up ballet, which improved her sense of grace and footwork, which eventually backed her up in martial arts training. She then met the Shaw brothers, who at the time were prominent in creating martial arts-oriented films. Under their guidance, she perfected her craft in martial arts. She combined her fight training with a ballet, which improved on the choreography of action scenes. This made her stand out in the art of wuxia. Some of her early works include movies like The Lotus Lamp 1965, Come Drink With Me 1966, The Thundering Sword 1967, and The Golden Swallow 1968. Acting in several movies which included fighting, drama, and comedy, she was recognized well by the audience. Appreciated for her skills in various domains and her beauty, she made a name for herself early on. She later shifted her focus to the television industry as well and contributed equally there. She has been encountered on multiple occasions attending festivals and inspiring young new talent through her work and experience. Her movies set in the 90s broke a lot of stereotypical barriers for women then, which is appreciated greatly. Even at the age of 75 today, she is very active in the industry. 9. Tony Jaa. Here is another international artist and martial artist who took his inspiration from Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. Tony Jaa was born on the 5th of February in 1976. In the northeastern province of Surin, Thailand. He was born into a family of elephant herders, but took a great interest in martial arts from a very young age. He picked up martial arts as a sport and practiced it regularly in a local temple near his birthplace. From there, he moved on to more intense training at a physical education college in Khon Kaen. There he learned Muay Boran, Wushu, Judo, Muay Thai, and Taekwondo in great depth. His film career began as a stuntman, where he gained popularity in his role for Mortal Kombat Annihilation in 1997. Director Prakya Pinky Yu saw his demo role and offered him a role in Ong Bak Muay Thai Warrior in 2003. This turned out to be a massive success for the actor. His expertise showcased through the film was more than adequate to attract global attention. His martial arts skills, along with his natural talent, were greatly admired. This was the time when he adopted the English name of Tony Jia and worked in international films as well. Ong Bak 220008, Ong Bak 32011010, Furious 72015, and Triple X Return of Xander Cage 2017. Jay went on to sign a contract with Universal Studios in 2017 when he worked in the Fast and Furious 7. He is a globally recognized figure who is appreciated for his fighting style and stunts. There is even speculation that he can be the next Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan was the one who pushed Brett Ratner to take Jia in Rush Hour 3, a film that came in conflict with Ong Bak 2. 10. Lo Mang. Named Lu Mang. He was born on January 28, 1949, in Hong Kong. He took a keen interest in martial arts from a very young age and started practicing. He trained in Shaolin Kung Fu in Hungar. His hard work paid off, as in the 1960s he began working as a stuntman, where he gained much required experience and at the same time built his connections within the industry. In the 70s, he joined the Shaw Brothers studio, which was prominent in creating films around the martial arts genre. In 1978, Mang made his appearance even more bold with the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. He played Cao Chi-ho, who transformed from a young rebel to a skilled Shaolin warrior. The plot, combined with the overall essence of the film created by the characters who emphasized the skill and art of Kung Fu, rightly excited the audience. Return to the Shaolin Chamber 1980 added to the existing craze of the franchise in Lo Mang, which showcased all the reasons why he deserved a role in that film. As of 2024, he is 69 years old but continues to contribute to martial arts in numerous ways, one of the most prominent of which is teaching the next younger generation all that he knows about martial arts, and being featured in documentaries such as the Shaolin Temple, the legendary martial arts school, in 2021. On a personal level, Mang has done his best to stay connected with the public and his fans, even after taking a complete retirement from acting. Even though he is not in front of the big screen, his actions behind one continue to influence many aspirational martial artists and filmmakers, even today. The legends mentioned above have gone to prove time and again that martial arts of any form, whether it is Kung Fu, Judo, or kickboxing, is not merely a sport but a way of life. You cannot learn it just by mastering a few moves. You have to start from the very basics and practice it rigorously to even have a chance of mastering it. Find your niche and be clear with your intentions. You must understand why are you pursuing martial arts, because that will eventually determine how far will you be able to take it. Are you simply engaging in it to beat someone up, or are you in it for something deeper? All of the personalities mentioned above have established a clear fact that if pursued with hard work, dedication, and complete sincerity, it can take you to great heights, more than you ever imagined. The craft is not just about building muscle and bringing agility to your body. It takes both physical and mental training to strengthen your physiological and psychological attributes to improve yourself. Kung Fu has transcended to much greater heights than just a sport. Originating from parts of Asia and then being introduced to the world, it has now formed its shape of how we know it today. Kung Fu affirms its timeless significance and enduring impact, which continues to inspire and uplift people around the world.